But mid-table by position, promotion chasers by intent. Southampton and Newcastle United know a win today keeps the dream alive. We're underway at St Mary's Stadium in Barclays WSL 2, and there's an early opportunity for the visitors as it's taken round the goalkeeper and it's put in. And what an opening to proceedings. It is Jordan Nobbs who scored against the Saints back in December, and she opens the scoring here at St Mary's. What a start for the Magpies. Southampton caught cold.
Goal scorer for Newcastle.
As Nobbs got away from the defence and took it around the advancing Fran Stenson. And it was a calm and composed finish. And Tanya Oxtoby will be absolutely delighted with that. I'm sure in the opposite dugout, Simon Parker will be furious. Three goals now this season for Jordan Nobbs. Two of them have come against the Saints. It's important Southampton just reset. Here's Simpson. Bourne switches possession well. Brazil with the ball up the line. Bashford trying to create some room for the cross. It's blocked, but they're in possession with Collette. Here's Nobbs able to play it clear for Newcastle. Joe will just hold it up. Amy Keir is the referee this afternoon. Wardlow. Nobbs with the ball over the top. It's cut out, but it's picked up by Murphy. Good challenge by Bourne. And now Brazil will look to use her speed to run the ball forward. Well, Simon Parker will have to rethink things after the start to this match for his side. Appointed in the summer here after a 2-year spell in charge of Blackburn Rovers. Primus. Will be a Southampton throw. Collette's going to try a long one here. It's allowed to bounce. Torpy does clear it away. Primus. Looking to respond to the early setback here, Southampton. Bashford. It's a nice through ball to pick out the run of Ellie Brazil. The low cross in, and Perfield took no chances. And a chance for Southampton from this corner. They have plenty of height in there with Goddard and Bourne. It's aimed under the crossbar. Saminen does well to deal with the cross, and then the hit from range is wide of the target. It's good goalkeeping in the end under extreme pressure. And I think that was more a cross than a shot. You might notice that the Newcastle players are wearing black armbands. That is in respect of Gossia Grek, who isn't involved today because her dad passed away suddenly earlier this week. And there's Tanya Oxtoby. Maybe Newcastle United haven't pushed on as much as people predicted since her appointment back in November. But they have a game in hand on some of the sides above them, and they are still in the promotion picture and have invested heavily over the transfer window to try and make sure they're in those top 3 places at the end of the season. Work to be done though. Beginning today below Southampton in the table, but only a point separating the two sides, and of course they have their noses in front already here at St Mary's, but such a long way to go. Savenius. Wardlow. Early cross in. Savenius. Here's Wardlow looking to get to the byline. The slide challenge comes in, and it's a good one. And Southampton are able to play their way out. It's worked brilliantly to Brazil. Collects on the overlap. Instead it goes to Primus, who is onside. Primus! Taminen down low to keep it out. Just held her line, Atlanta Primus, as the ball went into her. Had to take the touch backwards though, which made it awkward for her. Macaloni's cross is overhit. Well, judging by these opening 9 minutes, I think we're in for an entertaining game here at St Mary's this afternoon. Both teams know, as we get towards the business end of the season, it's all about winning games, and they're playing for the win. Here's Primus. Lays it back to Simpson. Newcastle able to clear their lines, but Southampton recycled possession well. Worked all the way back to Fran Stenson. Here's Bourne. Simpson. Playing it well between Simpson and Palmer with the cross with the outside of her boots, unable to pick out Primus. But here's Simpson again. Now Peplo. Work to Brazil. Primus attacks it. It's kept alive. Macaloni. Simpson's delivery. He's overhit. And it will be a goal kick. Newcastle United defending their box well. But Primus wasn't far off getting a touch on that cross. It's been a really good season for Jess Simpson so far, on loan from Manchester United. Did go on a run of 3 goals in 3 games. It's now 3 without a goal, but for a fullback, she's not expected to score every week. Advantage played as Peplo was fouled. But Southampton still in possession, and Wardlow has to make a crucial challenge in the box. Here's Brazil. Newcastle United could just do with a bit of possession here as Palmer picks it up. Again, the cross is just over hit. Savanius keeps it in play, and the experienced captain, Nifa Manuan, urging her team to just show a bit of composure in possession and try and take the sting out of Southampton, who have the momentum at the moment. Well, that is a screen by Emily Murphy, and she was just caught on her ankle. A painful one for the Newcastle forward. Back up to her feet. She's going to be okay. Brazil unable to control it. Torpy manages to get the pass inside. Joel loses possession though. And the hit from range, forcing the save from Taminen. Bashford taking the shot on. It's a good challenge initially by her, and it just opened up for her. Good goalkeeping though by the Finland international to tip it over. Watched it well. Saints corner. It was towards Bourne, but Newcastle clear it away. Collette picks it up and plays it back to her goalkeeper Stenson. Ball over the top, and Primus is offside. Took a while for the flag to go up. That's great control by Jordan Nobbs, but this time it's the Newcastle United player who's offside. Southampton having the lion's share of possession at the moment, but that Jordan Nobbs goal inside the first 30 seconds. The difference between the two sides. Goddard with a loose touch, and she's able to recover. Brazil looking to get the better of Freya Gregory. Bourne. Simpson. Haven't won in 2026, Newcastle United. Their last success was against Portsmouth, just prior to the Christmas break. That draw last weekend against struggling Ipswich Town followed a defeat to the leaders Charlton and an exit in the FA Cup to West Ham. They've given themselves such a good platform with the early goal to try and end that streak this afternoon, as Molly Pike is fouled and wins the free kick. Pike's going to take this. It's a high floating ball in that was won by Emily Murphy. You can see the height difference between the two sides as they were preparing for that free kick to go into the box. Southampton do tower above Newcastle United with the likes of Goddard, Bourne and Brazil. Here's McAloney on the charge. Wardlow holding her up, but she gets the cross in. Brazil unable to bring it under control. Prodded forward by Savenius. Primus. And a hit from far out, off target. Well, I mentioned earlier it's Saints Foundation Day, which means there's been a number of charitable events happening around the game this afternoon here at St Mary's Stadium, highlighting the work that the football club does in the community. Stenson hesitated initially, but came out and collected the bouncing ball. Simpson takes it inside. Peplow. Collect. Goes for the return pass. Molly Pike comes across and intercepts. And it will be a Newcastle throw. Trying to work it down that left-hand side, but Bourne and Goddard between them get it back to their own goalkeeper. You can see by those action areas that Southampton have been on top since Newcastle got themselves in front. Palmer works it inside. Here's Peplo. Looking to switch play, but there's too much on the long ball. Has actually been used as a central striker for much of this season, Ellie Brazil, but her preferred position is on the wing. And that's where she operated from last weekend in scoring those 3 goals. And out on that right-hand side again this afternoon. And she wins possession here. Primus slides in. Perfield puts it out of play. It's a Southampton ball. And it could be another long throw. Collects, finds the header Brazil. It wasn't a great header. Joel's able to play it forward. It's back in towards Primus, and Saminen comes out to gather. Sent long by the goalkeeper. Nobbs able to pick up the second ball. Wardlow. Mannion. Able to just walk it forward. And this is what Newcastle need, just a sustained spell of possession. Well, Pike wanted the foul, but she went over very easily as Peplo takes it away from her. Well, that's a loose touch, possession given away, and here's an opportunity for Newcastle. Good save by Stenson as Gregory's shot was fired goalwards. Almost architects of their own downfall, Southampton there. Possession given away very cheaply. And Gregory's effort forcing a decent stop from Fran Stenson. Pike with the corner. Headed away by Goddard. Of course, the former Sunderland player, Amy Goddard. Here's Pike. Perfield works it out wide. That's for the return pass, but Brazil is just able to usher it behind. Well, despite the scoreline, I'm sure he'll be fairly happy with how his side have played in this opening quarter of the game. Wardlow under pressure, and she does well in the end. Weren't able to name a full substitutes bench. today, Newcastle United. Just 6 players named by Tanya Oxtoby. Oh, a couple of injuries at the moment. Simone Charlie having only just joined the club. Not sure whether it was because her clearance didn't come in time to play this fixture, but she's had very little training time. So despite the big investment into the squad, they are a little stretched at the moment. Perfield. Flicked on by Murphy. Pike battling away. Mannion. Gregory looking to bring it down. Actually goes out of play off of Freya Gregory. Primus plays it over the top. Brazil looking to get onto it. Newcastle have bodies back, and Saminen's able to send it clear. And that was a late challenge. And a yellow card. The first of the afternoon, shown to Gemma Perfield. Former Southampton captain, of course. Made the move to St James's Park after the expiry of her contract in the summer. Only 6 appearances so far this season for her due to the knee injury that she was working her way back from. It's a dangerous ball in. And Brazil got to it first, but wasn't able to control her header. Well, a few Newcastle fans have made the long trip. Second longest journey of the season for Newcastle United on the road. Collette, Primus, Peplo. Peplo again. Goddard wins the throw, much to the dismay of Tanya Oxtoby, who believes that should have been a Newcastle ball. Making her feelings known. Joel with a good challenge. Pike with a cool turn. Torpy played it clear. Nobbs picks it up for Newcastle. That's a good ball. Wardlow's got some space here. Savenius. The cross was cut out. Palmer. Pike wanted the free kick, nothing given. Simpson with the ball into the channel, but it's overhit. Well, they've weathered the storm, Newcastle United. The period after they saw themselves go in front, Southampton were dominant in possession and were causing a lot of problems for the Newcastle United defence, but they've got through that. Possession given away cheaply, but Palmer unable to make the most of it. Mannion. Fairfield. Now Wardlow. Southampton looking to press high up the pitch, but Wardlow is able to get it forwards. Cross comes Goddard and guides it back to her goalkeeper. Stenson launches it long. Brazil chests it down. And the long ball has too much on it for Michaela Macaloni. She's enjoyed the move down south, Michaela Macaloni, after her move from Hibs in the summer. Scotland international. Seven goals in all competitions this season for her. Savenius is down, and I think she requires some treatment. Just got caught on the side of the face. Well, Jordan Nobbs with the early goal inside 30 seconds, giving Newcastle United the lead. And this is how it came. It was a great through ball, but the composure from Nobbs when it was needed, showing all of her experience to touch it around the oncoming goalkeeper and just find the empty net. Super finish. Well, the good news for Newcastle is Savenius is going to be okay. We restart from the drop ball. Here's Simpson. Cleared away by Wardlow. Goddard collects. Tara Bourne. Chester down by Primus. Torpy cuts out the through ball. Possession given straight away from the throw. Won back by Newcastle. It's worked out towards Savenius, but it's picked up here by McAloney. And the strike from range from Bashford wasn't too far wide. McAloney did well to find the pass inside, and one touch and a hit from Mary Bashford. Tamanen relieved to watch it roll past her right-hand post. Bourne with the free kick. Cut out well by Torpy. Here's Pike. He's just struggling to make anything happen once they get over the halfway line, Newcastle United. Another former Southampton player, Molly Pike. 51 appearances for the Saints. Made the move to Newcastle in the summer. Controlled well by Primus. Being blocked out by Manion, who did really well. Stuck to her guns excellently, Aoife Manion there. As Primus looked to get the shot away. McAloney switches play to find Brazil. Being held up by Gregory. And the pass from Collette has too much on it. Well, here last season it was a 2-2 draw. Molly Pike got a brace in that game. But back in December, it was really closely contested. That Monday night fixture at Gateshead. It was windy and rainy in the northeast. And Jordan Nobbs had it proved to be the difference. So far, it's her goal that is the difference between the two this afternoon. Wardlow plays it inside. Here's Nobbs trying to play the 1-2 with Murphy. Manion recycles it. Wardlow. Savenius. Manion. Here's Perfield. It's a much better spell by Newcastle. Gregory wins the throw. Here's Joel. Pike finds Nobbs, who tries her luck from distance. It was a pot shot, but why not? It was never a threat to Fran Stenson in the Southampton goal, though. I think Newcastle United will be delighted to get in with their lead intact at the break. Nobbs looking to play the through ball, but it's cut out by Collette. Joel. A possession given away. Here's a chance for Gregory. Plays it inside. Murphy holds it up, and it's an excellent strike by Nobbs. And Newcastle double their lead. And it's Jordan Nobbs again. Brilliant. Gregory with the ball inside, and it was worked so well between Jordan Nobbs and Emily Murphy. But what a super finish. She just guided it into the top corner. And for all the pressure they have been under in this first half, Newcastle United find themselves 2-0 up. And it's just clinical from Jordan Nobbs. Southampton have it all to do from this position. Here's Primus. Can they get one back before the break? Palmer. Here's Palmer again. And Palmer hits it! Ends up quite a way off target. Again, it's good link-up play, this time from Southampton.
The fourth official has indicated
a minimum of 3 minutes to be added at the end of this first half. Taminen slips as she takes the goal kick. Here's Simpson. Inside to Peplo. Trying to pick out Brazil, but there's too much on the long ball. Well, a penny for the thought of Simon Parker, because his side have had the better of the game, but in all honesty, they haven't created any real clear-cut opening, and well, Newcastle have taken their 2 chances. Fine finishing from Jordan Nobbs. Here's Simpson inside to Palmer. Primus picks out Brazil. The low cross in. It's well dealt with by Torpy. Collette. Bourne. Brought down well by Ellie Brazil. Cleared away by Torpy. Gregory's there as well. Bourne. Flicked on towards Primus, but the flag is up. Well, that should be about that for this first half. And those travelling Newcastle United supporters will be absolutely delighted at the break. McAloney. Here's Brazil. Is there one final opportunity for Southampton? It's going to be a corner, but there isn't time for it to be taken because there is the half-time whistle. And Jordan Nobbs is the difference maker in the first 45 minutes. She scored the winner against Southampton back in December. She could well have scored the winner again here this afternoon. A brace for the former England international with superb finishing, both of them. The first as she took it round Fran Stenson in the opening 30 seconds of the game. The second, brilliant interplay between Emily Murphy and Nobbs, and she just nonchalantly side-footed it into the top corner. Simon Parker will be frustrated at the break. Tanya Oxtoby will be smiling at half-time. It's Southampton 0, Newcastle United 2. And we can just take a look at the statistics, and the 3 shots on target, 2 of those have been goals for Newcastle United. You can see by the stats that Southampton have had the better of the game. Most of the game has been played in the centre of the pitch, and then the Newcastle third. That's when Southampton have ventured, Newcastle rather, have ventured forwards. They have just been clinical. And at the break, they have a 2-goal advantage. Next goal is going to be key. We'll have the second half coming up for you very shortly. We'll take a look at the first half highlights as well. But half-time here at St Mary's. It is Southampton 0, Newcastle United 2. And Amy Keir gets this second half underway here at St Mary's Stadium. The next goal will be key, you feel. If Newcastle get it, then that will be game over. Southampton make it 2-1, then it might get a little bit nervy for the visitors. The only clean sheet that Newcastle have kept in the league this season was in that win over Southampton back in December. Ball inside, Bashford just about brings it under control. Newcastle looking to start this second half on the front foot. Would be an important victory if they can see this through. Tanya Oxtoby's side. Perfield. Not the greatest of passes. Primus picks it up for Southampton. Megan Collette. Goddard. Here's Amy Goddard again. Easily intercepted by Perfield. Palmer picks it up. McAloney. Comfortable for Anna Taminen. Torpy. The Australian international. Tanya Oxtoby's first signing as Newcastle United manager, Caitlin Torpy. Having left Portland Thorns in the United States. He knows his side need a big second 45 if they're to rescue anything from this game. Crosses in and Bashford adjusted well to hit it first time but couldn't direct the effort on target. Torpy. Gregory, back to Torpy. It's hit into the channel. Well marshalled by Peplow. Goddard. Peplow. Work to Simpson. Palmer. Now Bourne. Chipped forwards. Wardlaw with the header. Palmer. This is good play to work it forward to Primus, and Palmer gets it back. Simpson making the run. McAloney couldn't pick out Brazil. It was cut out well, but it will find its way through to Ellie Brazil. And Collette wins the corner. The initial crossfield pass was cut out, but Brazil did pick it up, and Collette causing issues on the overlap. Corner is allowed to bounce. It's a real mess, and Brazil misses. What a huge opportunity for Ellie Brazil. And Southampton wouldn't have wanted this to fall to anyone else. She's the player in form. And it's a huge let-off for Newcastle United. Massive chance for Southampton to get a goal back. And the form player with a stinker of a miss. Here she is again. This time the cross is blocked by Torpy. Well, after the hat-trick last week, you'd have almost put your house on her scoring that sort of chance. Primus unable to keep it in play. Nice touch by Torpy. Collette's throw into the feet of Primus. Collette again. Now Bashford. Work to Brazil. Twisting and turning, but unable to get away from Gregory, who then feels she was fouled. Nothing given, and Brazil goes down feeling she was fouled, and again nothing given. Well, this was the challenge by Gregory. Just a throw given. Primus unable to control it. Murphy battling with Goddard. Peplow out to Simpson. Cut out by Wardlaw. Pike loses possession. Here's Primus. McAloney. Simpson. Bashford switches play well. Here's Brazil. Torpy holding her up, and Brazil's got nowhere to go here. It's excellent defending by Caitlin Torpy. Throw in, allowed to bounce. It's going to be another Saints throw. Don't think we're far away from a first Newcastle United substitution. Some action on the bench. Petplo will need some treatment. And this may be the stoppage that signals the first Newcastle United change. And Beth Lumsden is the player that is going to come on. And I believe it's going to be Savenius who is taken off. We'll wait for the board to go up. Well, if you're late joining us, then this is how Newcastle United took the lead. The opener in the opening 30 seconds. Almost straight from the kickoff, a fantastic through ball by Molly Pike to pick out Jordan Nobbs, her first goal. A cool and composed finish. And Nobbs on the score sheet again. After neat interplay with Emily Murphy. And a super side-footed finish.
Substitution for Newcastle, replacing number 20, Una Savenius, is number 26, Beth Lumsden.
And Beth Lumsden is on to replace Una Savenius. Made her 50th Newcastle United appearance last week. Former Portsmouth player, of course. Well, Tanya Oxtoby sent on a few messages to her team while that substitution was happening, and looks as if it's good news for Chloe Petplo, who I think is going to be able to continue after some lengthy treatment. Play will restart with a drop ball from the arms of Amy Kerr. Can tell you elsewhere, it's still Palace 1, Bristol City 1, Charlton 2, Nottingham Forest 0, Ipswich Town 1, Portsmouth 0. Sunderland against Sheffield United was postponed, and Durham and Birmingham City drew 1-1 earlier. Murphy trying to win it back. Southampton still in possession. Torpy. It's Brazil. Bashford. Nicked away by Nobbs. Nobbs with the chip ball forward. Murphy controls. And Pike's made a good run here. Has she got the pace to get onto it? Stenson was out to the edge of her area and able to clear away. Well, of course, they were on that 7-game unbeaten run in WSL2. Newcastle United that included the 1-0 win over Southampton before the defeat to the leaders Charlton a couple of games ago. A lot of that run was draws, though. And Tanya Oxtoby knows that if they are to get over the line in terms of promotion, they do need to turn those draws into wins. They're in such a good position here at St Mary's to turn this 2-0 lead into a victory. One of those draws was last week against the bottom side Ipswich, and Tanya Oxtoby was so frustrated afterwards. Did emphasise before the match today that her team need to right a few wrongs from that game this afternoon. So far, so good for them. Lumsden with a good run. Perfield, back to the goalkeeper. Torpy. Work to Gregory. Lays it down the line, and Pike battling with Peplow. Good strength from Peplow. Collette sends it down the line, but it takes a touch off of Pike on its way out. Ellie Brazil missed a glorious opportunity to get one back for Southampton. Simpson. McAloney making the run. Really good defending by Mannion. Read the danger and dealt with it superbly. Murphy. Good strength to hold it up. And she wins the throw. Nobbs. Primus back there, able to clear it away. Bashford brings it down well. Tara Bourne. Now Jess Simpson. Fired long. Well, maybe a bit of miscommunication there. They get away with it, Newcastle, but Primus picks it up. Here's Primus again. Peplow. Newcastle able to clear it away. And Nobbs with a nice touch forward, but she hasn't got the pace to beat Goddard, who comes across and does keep it in play. McAloney. Lumsden nicks it away and then wins the foul. Signed a new deal at Newcastle United in the summer, Beth Lumsden. Important player in the Magpie squad. Here she is. And she wins the corner. No. Thought that bounced back out, but goal kick's being given. Last touch off of Lumsden as Simpson made the block. Southampton are going to make a change here.
For the Saints, coming off number 10, Michaela McAloney. To be replaced
Michaela
by
McAloney
17, Tegan McGowan.
is replaced by Tegan McGowan. The January edition on loan from Birmingham City, Tegan McGowan. Can she help her side turn this around? Crystal Palace 2-1 up against Bristol City. Remember, Bristol City, the team that these two are chasing in third, but they, I'm sure, will also have their eyes on the top two. Automatic promotion still not out of the picture completely. Charlton looking in a very strong position though at the moment, the leaders. Well, Newcastle United, of course, they're happy just to keep hold of possession in and around their back line with their goalkeeper. Here's Bashford. And a shot from Palmer, way off target. Would have had to have been something spectacular from this sort of distance. Palmer's header forward. Well, this is an opening. The angle, though, always against Ellie Brazil. Goddard with the header. Brazil with the touch. It's McGowan who sees her shot blocked, and it's easily picked up by Salmon. Ball down the line for Lumsden to chase, but Bourne is able to come and sweep across for Southampton. Bounces out also for Jess Simpson. Into the final 20 minutes, and the onus is really on Southampton to try and press Newcastle and turn this into a thrilling final act of the game, because Newcastle United will just be happy enough to eke out the clock as much as possible, and they've earned the right because they had that 2-goal lead. Rashford's ball inside to Brazil. Tara Bourne. Simpson. Primus. Here's Tegan McGowan. Drills it across. No one there in a red and white shirt. Gregory clears forward. Murphy with good hold-up play. Here's Gregory again. You can see that it's been fairly even in this second half. Newcastle comfortable as it stands, but possession given away. And here's Ellie Brazil. Primus with the shots. It was blocked by Perfield. Collects throw. Pat Plow. As it nicked away from her by Emily Murphy. Nobbs the furthest forward for Newcastle. And now it's worked to Lumsden. What a run by Beth Lumsden. Just took a heavy touch and allowed the slide tackle to come in from Amy Goddard. They have been just so much better at easing the pressure, though, Newcastle, whenever Southampton have had a sustained spell of the ball. And when they have cleared it, it hasn't always come straight back at them, which was a problem at times in the first 45 for Tanya Oxtoby's side. Another Newcastle change coming up momentarily. Here's Lumsden. Nobbs ahead of her, so is Murphy. Oh, the pass towards Jordan Nobbs had too much on it. Shanti Akpan is going to be introduced in just a moment for Newcastle. Brazil will get onto the pass. Now Primus. Fired across. A super defending by Aoife Mannion. As cool as you like, under pressure as it was played into her 6-yard box. Talk about composure. Good touch by Lumsden. Newcastle ball, and it will mean they make the substitution. This is that
Substitution.
Brilliant bit of defending from the Newcastle captain, Aoife Mannion.
Replaced by number 24, Ashanti Akpan.
And Ashanti Akpan will replace Molly Pike, who got the assist for the opening goal. Akpan, of course, spent the first half of this season on loan at Southampton from Chelsea before making the permanent move to Newcastle during the transfer window. And this break in play. Allowing both managers to relay some key messaging onto their sides as we approach the closing 10 minutes. Well, Akpan on. Messages passed on by both managers to their teams. And we're back and away from the free kick. Murphy controls. And gives it away straight to Brazil. Here's Primus. Brazil holding off the challenge. Collette plays it inside. Picked up by Goddard. Peplow. Now Bourne. Work to Simpson. If they can't turn this match around, it'll feel like a step forward and then a step back after last week's result for Southampton. Murphy didn't have any support and she was eased off the ball by Tara Bourne. Palmer sent over the top, but Torpy brings it out of the sky well. That's excellent control from Beth Lumsden as well. Here's Lumsden. To take it forward. Eventually she's stopped in her tracks. Palmer keeps it in play. Here's McGowan. Now Bashford. Collette. Cleared away by Pertfield. Palmer makes the slide challenge. Yakpan. Primus. Bashford. Now Ellie Brazil finds Primus, couldn't pick out the pass to Bashford, but still the danger not fully clear. Bashford tries her look, it's blocked, and Lois Joel is able to mop things up for Newcastle, and that's a good ball to pick out Emily Murphy, who's got Nobbs in support ahead of her. Well, that's the wrong pass, she's just given it straight away. McGowan. Good work by Lumsden. Primus. Battling on the halfway line. The heavens have opened here at St Mary's Stadium. Here's Brazil. Into Primus. Great save by Taminen. Brilliant goalkeeping. She made herself big. Anna Taminen, as it went into the feet of Atlanta Primus. She got the turn, did the Southampton forward, but Anna Taminen out to smother well. Still Southampton have an opportunity from this corner. Goddard does get her head to it, but it's a comfortable claim for Taminen. Desperately wanting a clean sheet. Oh, Newcastle United. Another strike from range. And he's off target from Mary Bashford. We have seen some spectacular strikes from Bashford over her short career. He's always happy to take on the shot from distance. Didn't get that one right. Finish line is in sight for Newcastle United as they look for 3 valuable points. Here's Lumsden. Lumsden! And opened up for her. She skipped inside Jess Simpson. Had plenty of power on the strike, but the aim was off target. Murphy. Well, Ipswich on for a massive win against Portsmouth. They lead by 2-0. If that scoreline turns into a result, Portsmouth will actually drop to the bottom of the table.
Substitution for Newcastle, coming off number 4, Jordan Nobbs, to be replaced by number 3, Debbie Stokes.
Well, Jordan Nobbs looks as if she's going to be the match winner. She'll get a great reception from the few Newcastle supporters in here as she makes her way off the field, and the experienced Debbie Stokes comes on to try and help her team see this one out. And Maria Edwards replaces Atlanta Primus for Southampton. Well, it's really now or never for the Saints. It's there to get something from this. It's launched into the box. Brazil keeps it alive. Flicked on by Goddard. And it goes wide, and well, there will be no rush in taking this goal kick by Annette Taminen. And you think that there'd be no rush every time Newcastle United have the opportunity to get the ball back into play. Joel sends it forward. Peplow loses possession. Lumsden gives it away. Edwards with the ball into the channel. And here's a chance and a goal for Tegan McGowan. And Southampton give themselves a lifeline. The two substitutes linking up. And it's a well-taken goal by Tegan McGowan. It looks as if the angle was going to be against her, but Taminen came out and McGowan slotted it past her. And we are in for a grandstand finish here at St Mary's Stadium. Newcastle United with the finishing line in sight will hope not to fall. All eyes on the fourth official's board in a moment. Won't fall for Ellie Brazil, it won't. Herfield sweeps it clear. Murphy battling with Goddard. Here's Collette. Brazil. Collette. Now Goddard. And finally, the home crowd making some noise. McGowan wins the corner. Not had much to shout about after falling behind in the first 30 seconds, the home supporters.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 6 minutes added time.
6 minutes, a minimum to be added on at the end of the 90. Still work to be done for Newcastle United if they're to take all 3 points. Corner is punched clear by Taminen. Here's Peplow. It's going to be another corner. Akpan got the last touch. Simpson's delivery, it's a low one. It is cleared away at the front post. Palmer takes the throw quickly. Launched into the box by Edwards. Perfield sends it clear. Throw into the feet of McGowan, and it's going to be another corner for Southampton. It's Tara Bourne to deliver, and it's overhit, and Newcastle United won't mind that at all. They will take all the time in the world to get this back into play, but with those 6 minutes added on, is there a chance in this for Southampton to get the leveller? It's absolutely throwing it down now at St Mary's Stadium. Collette trying to take the throw from a few yards further up the touchline. Flicked on by Goddard towards Brazil. And well, she was caught on the back of her head. A painful one for Amy Goddard, and she's going to need some treatment. So a stoppage in play while Goddard gets some treatment. Tanya Ox to be able to pass a message on to Emily Murphy. Be a huge 3 points if they can see this out, Newcastle United. Good to see Goddard back on her feet. Perfield also off the pitch because she went to the sideline to get a little bit of treatment. Both will come back on momentarily. Tamanen sends it long. Good header by Murphy. And here's Lumsden. Heading towards the corner. Battling with Simpson. It's going to be a Saints throw. Well, we are into the final minute of the 6th, but of course there's going to be a couple more to be added on due to that stoppage for that Amy Goddard injury. Probably going to play up to 98. Newcastle won't mind the ball being in this position. Southampton need to get the ball forward quickly. Mannion clears it away. Stokes underneath it. Is there a crashing crescendo to this encounter at St Mary's? Brazil with the throw. Oh, it's hit goalwards by McGowan, but it's comfortable for Tabinet. It bounced in the box. Sorry, it was Maria Edwards who had the effort. Torpy. Now Joel. Lumsden will head to the corner once again. It will be a goal kick. Well, this could be the final opportunity for Southampton. There's the full-time whistle. Jordan Nobbs, the hero for Newcastle United, who claim a crucial victory in the bid for promotion. Two fantastic goals. The first inside 30 seconds, and the second towards the end of the first half. Tegan McGowan made it interesting with a late reply for Southampton.
Our next home match is Sunday the 15th
But Newcastle United
Birmingham City. That's a 2 p.m. kickoff.
will enjoy their journey back to the northeast.
Thanks again, and we wish you a safe journey.
Tanya Oxtoby's side end their 3-game winless run, and it's 3 massive points against one of their rivals for the top 3. They're up and running in 2026, the first victory for Tanya Oxtoby's team this year, and they'll hope that they can build some momentum. For Southampton, it was all rosy after the victory over Crystal Palace last weekend, but it's a step forward and then a step back for them. Simon Parker will be disappointed with the way that his team conceded the goals. But Newcastle have invested heavily into their squad, and that quality that they have, the difference between the two sides. Jordan Nobbs, the former England Lioness, the match winner. So Newcastle United take all 3 points from here at St Mary's. It finishes Southampton 1, Newcastle United 2.